Let's roll. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. The pimps, the players, the hustlers, the people, the boss, and everybody else in between. The Twisted Tuesday has begun. We got a full house on the program. There's a lot of stuff to unpack. Countdown to kickoff is on as the National Football League playoffs resume this weekend. We'll get you caught up to date with all the updated numbers, injury updates, the coaching carousel. Harbaugh meets with the Chargers. Reports are that the meeting went extremely well. And there are a lot of reports that Michigan and Harbaugh are at an impasse right now as far as their contract talks are concerned. As Harbaugh wants complete protection against anything that happens with the NCAA. As in, he wants to be paid. He doesn't want to, have to pay any money for attorneys. He doesn't, want to lose anything, no matter what is discovered moving forward. It seems to be Harbaugh is leaving Michigan. At this point in time, I've always been, I've never pretended. I don't have any insight to this. Nobody does. So it's funny when you see reports, Adam Schefter might have a bit. So I'm not dismissing, we know we met with the Chargers. So I'm not dismissing that Schefter says the meeting went well. I'm not dismissing that. But nobody knows what the hell Harbaugh's going to do, right? And anytime you think Harbaugh's going to do something, he does the opposite as well. So we really don't know. But it seems to me, with everybody leaving for the most part, and there's another thing, too, that I've caught on to, that if you'll notice the Michigan Wolverine players, a lot of them have left for the National Football League. And they could have come back. They didn't. And rightfully so. Cash in now when the iron is hot. See what you can make in the National Football League. Totally get it. But a lot of dudes are coming back as well. Like Donovan Edwards was a surprise. Donovan Edwards figures, you know what? Corum was the number one running back. Now I'll be the number one running back. I'll put up some big numbers, and then I'll go to the NFL. Even though I'm not really sure how much his stock would improve, he kind of is who he is. Shout out to everyone joining us on Sirius XM channel 159. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. So Harbaugh met with the Chargers, and supposedly it went well. And one thing I've noticed about the Michigan Wolverines is the players that are coming back, Sharon Moore is the one that's always retweeting it. Can't wait to get after it. Hey, great to have you back. It's not Harbaugh. Now, maybe I'm overthinking things, and Harbaugh doesn't spend a lot of time on Twitter. I get it. But at the same point in time, I think it's telling to me that, number one, everybody's left. Like, if they thought that Harbaugh was coming back, I'm sure a few of them would say, you know what, I'm making NIL money. I'm gonna hang around for another year. I think the players all know Harbaugh's leaving. And I think the players that are staying are comfortable knowing that it's Sharon Moore who coached them and beat, the guy won football games, beat Ohio State, and beat Penn State. Right? So it seems to me that Harbaugh is going to the National Football League. Then, it's not set in stone. It's going to be the Chargers, though. Just because the meeting went well with the Chargers. And I saw a quote today that I think is very accurate, that NFL teams aren't interviewing Harbaugh. Harbaugh is interviewing you. Because Harbaugh is going to go through this process. If he doesn't like what he hears or he doesn't feel right, he'll just go back to Michigan. I'll say this, and we'll move on from this. We'll get back to it later. We'll get to some games here. Listen, he won the championship. He can do what he wants. But at the same point in time, it gets a little old, every year going through this with him. And there's no way that it doesn't hurt recruiting a bit. Let's just be real. So I love you, Coach. You're a freaking legend. You're the face of the Michigan, Wolverine football program. And you will be until someone else wins. But with that being stated, make up your mind, bro. You know what I'm saying? Make up your mind. If you're going to the NFL, tell everybody at Michigan so they know and they can move forward and start preparing for a serious schedule that they have to face next year. Right? If you're coming back, then let them know, and let's get ready for next year to defend the title. Right? So, this can't happen every year. Every damn year. Well, we'll see. He's meeting, talking, feeling it out. Okay. But at some point, make up your damn mind, bro. All right, so we've got Andrew McKinnon stepping up in a couple of minutes. We'll talk some NHL hockey. The Ranger Red Cam Stewart in the house. Let's talk the Edmonton Oilers and the Toronto Maple Leafs playing a low-scoring game tonight. The Oilers have won 10 consecutive hockey games. They were like minus 165 favorites at closing tonight. The Leafs are up 1-0 right now. Early in the second period of play, low-scoring game. Only one goal has been scored. I didn't get in on this game. One of those I started betting on, like live in-game stuff, and I withdrew some money last night. So I'm in start-over mode. Every week I withdraw and I start over type of deal. So I'm sort of in start-over mode. So I was clicking away, and I didn't even look at like how much I had in the account. And then the Toronto game was starting. I was like, damn, I just bet like my last bets on the NBA game. And for the record, I was getting bet over 1.5 in the first period. So far, so good, though. We're 2-0 with college basketball. Very lucky, like overtime wins, close games, but wins are wins. We got it done with Cincinnati against TCU. We got it done. What was the other one we hit with? We had 2 money line plays early here. They were like both pick-em games. It was NC State. NC State against Wake Forest. I had the Wolfpack. They won close. They won by like 6 or something like that. It was like 80-75. I stopped like with like 8 seconds left or whatever. So something like that. Cincinnati won at overtime. They were down. That was nice. I do have right now. I do have Baylor, and we're going to overtime again. And I'm running out of I'm running out of luck, guys. So I'm telling you right now, we already won a college basketball game in overtime. Last night during the football game, I actually hit a teaser under 48 and hit an in-game over 47.5 that I wasn't trying to get cute in the middle. I gave up on it, and I actually won both. So I don't, the chances of me, Gabriel Morency, winning like 3 consecutive really close college basketball games late, I'd probably take K-State if I was you right now, considering I'm on Baylor. We're going to overtime. 54-54. We've got UNLV coming up here. UNLV, go fight, win. The Rebels and Boise State. Listen, Boise State's a good basketball team. Boise is also a very difficult road trip for these teams. It's not just football where it's tough. It's tough basketball. Let's just be real. Like, if you're on UNLV, bro, like, you don't deal with, like, a ton of snow. There's a couple of times, a year you go on the road and, you're in a cold weather place and stuff. Well, this is one of them, right? This is one of them. And in fact, I saw the one of the reporters that she covers the UNLV Running Rebels. I think it's for Fox Vegas. I didn't realize she traveled with the team. Jennifer Pacenti or such, whatever, something. My apologies. Good Twitter follow for UNLV, but she was posting pictures today, like in the snow and showing how cold it is in Boise. I get it, the game's inside, but whatever, dude. Like, if you're not used to it, it's dark out, it's dreary, you know what I mean? You're from Vegas, and now you're going into Boise, Idaho on a cold Tuesday night to deal with a bunch of wackos against a very good basketball team. Give me Boise State minus the points. This is SportsRage.
Quarterback at quarterback. We're going to lay some juice. We're going to have some dog prices, and we're going to go right in the middle.
Because I don't know what they're doing. To me, they're in a complete rebuild, Kev.
Go run, run, run. That's where overbackers on this 51.5 shot.
So right now, we saw a little bit more over money, but it's hovering right around.
The winner of this game will be the division
I
favorite.
don't care if they win, because all we care about is the money, baby. The money.
Pro Football Today. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
San Francisco minus 120 to win the NFC Championship. It's the Cowboys with the second best number. The Eagles at 7-1.
What the hell's the difference between the 6 and the 7 seed? I need my guys healthy here to make a playoff push. They took the bye week and still won the football game. You want to talk about two franchises going in the wrong direction? The Eagles, ridiculous what they did this week.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
It's a lot of fun to do because you could kind of, place a season-long bet all at once and just wait it out. I've always found that interesting. But New York is one state where it's a little bit unclear.
You cannot bet on basically anything that requires a vote. So you're talking about an MVP award, a Cy Young, a Rookie of the Year, anything where people at the end of the year have to vote.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
And I tell you what, there's 1,000,001 coaching vacancies right now. Brady Cannon is a candidate for the Vegas Raider job. Like there's so many jobs available right now. NFL teams are coming to the grid for our talent. So there's that many head coaching spots available right now. I'm going to submit my resume.
SportsRage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. Let's do this thing. A lot of stuff to unpack, man. Countdown to kickoff is on the National Football League. The chase to the Super Bowl continues. And we'll see if these upstart wildcard teams can keep it rolling into this weekend. There's a ton of coaching talk going on. We open up the show talking a little bit about Harbaugh. Rick Saratella will join me in Level 3 tonight. We'll talk about J.J. McCarthy's NFL draft stock, the NFL playoffs, and more. But we've got Australian Open tennis going on right now, as well as NHL hockey. Andrew McKinnis will join us in a couple of minutes. But two things I'm sure of. Cam Stewart ate dinner tonight, and he's watching the Toronto Maple Leaf game right now. What's up, Cam?
Correct on both fronts, Morency. That's probably the lock of the year. Can we put that in the same game parlay?
Cam ate dinner, and he's watching the game.
I didn't eat a lot of dinner, though, surprisingly. It wasn't very good dinner. You know, I usually do really well. I kind of half-assed it tonight, Morency. I ate breakfast for dinner, actually. Ever do the old bacon and eggs for breakfast, like that for dinner? I'm like, I feel like doing something different, but I just didn't feel like cooking like a roast or anything like that. So I just made some eggs and bacon. So anyway, that was my breakfast. But yeah, I got money on this Leafs game, Gabe. I know a lot of people, Edmonton's won 10 games in a row, but I will tell you this really quickly. The last 12, Toronto's 10-1-1 in Edmonton. They play really well in this spot right now, and they're getting plus 135 earlier to start the game. Matthews scored early. They played tough, and they blew a 3-goal lead against Colorado. So I expect the Leafs' best effort tonight. So far, Gabe, and everyone was on the over. I think I have a feeling you'd be on the under after the early goal. Smash it live, under.
You know what? I didn't get in on this game. I wanted to, but I got caught up in the basketball. And speaking of dinner, I had Papa John's tonight. As everyone knows, I'm a health freak. Yeah, I had Papa John's. It was pretty good. It got the job done. Like you, I wasn't in a thinking mood. I was like, I really can't. Like, I don't care. Like, it was one of these, pick my phone up. I looked. Yeah. I was like, you know what? Fine. Papa John's. Let's go. Boom.
Yeah. Nice and easy. Yep.
But I got caught up, but I would have bet on the over 1.5 in the Toronto Maple Leaf game in the first period. Let's bring in Andrew McKinnis right now. And you know what I got caught up in? The New York Montreal PWHL game, in which we cashed another ticket to the under 5.5 tonight. For the record, it's now 9-2 on the season. But so the Leafs and Oilers going at it right now. Andrew McKinnis steps up and in. McKinnis, how you doing tonight? What do you think about this Leaf and Oiler game? 1-0 for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Great being here with you guys as always. Happy Tuesday. I'll tell you what, guys, these sevens, I don't know what it is about the sevens in the NHL, they just go under all the time. I talked to Ralph Michaels. He gave us some great data about it. I don't know what it is. Whatever the 6.5 switches to a 7, these games just get defensive. And I think, you guys realize there's certain numbers that are just so popular for these games to land on, 4-3, 5-2, and things like that. But to surpass 7 and get to 8 is kind of tricky. I'm telling you, whenever you see a 7, you want to go under a lot of the time.
Good call.
I never bet over 7s. Whatever, I'll just pass on the game. I'm not going to do it, even if it's 2 high-scoring teams. But when this is a different beast. You have 2 high-scoring, big-time teams. I know the Leafs are struggling a bit, but it's going to play different. Put it this way. A good comparison is, like a lot of times, people think, wow, the Leafs, all they do is score, and the Oilers, all they do is score. It's almost like a UFC fight, McKinnis. I know you handicap the UFC. Sometimes you'll get 2 dudes. Yeah, they both have 21 knockouts and 23 fights. Then they fight each other, and it's boring as hell. Why? Because they both know this other guy can kick me in the head. I'm going to stay back, right? They know, if you don't fear your opponent, you can attack. If you respect your opponent, you're going to sort of play more cautious and say, listen, if we get reckless against these guys, they're going to beat us. So remember to stay responsible. Then suddenly these games lead to lower scoring games. As far as the in-game right now, 1-0 for the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's a big game for the Leafs, Cam, actually. Sort of gut check time. And even though the Oilers, had won 10 in a row, the Leafs need some sort of, they needed a win to calm people down in the Toronto media market and around their hockey team. So I'm not surprised they're playing with this desperation tonight.
Yep. Good call, Morency. And another thing is that you get a nice price on them. People were really down. McKinnis, you remember, Gabe, you remember over the weekend, it was football weekend, but Toronto had a 3-0 lead on Colorado and lost 5-3. They do this stuff all the time, and people are just sick and tired of it. It's what are you guys doing? You actually played a brilliant period, and you just throw the game away after being lazy for the next 2. As for tonight, exactly what you said, Morency. This is playing like a playoff game. McKinnis, you're watching. Leaf fan, Oiler fan, Leafs suck, Oilers suck. It's one of those things, Morency. It's like a tug of war right now. And the Leafs know with Jones in net, they can't screw around and play Edmonton style. They got to play a little more defensive. I will say this, though. There's one team that you don't fear the 7s, and it's the Ottawa Senators, and God forbid, I feel so bad for Jacques Martin. Can't you just retire with a bottle of wine? You came back for this nonsense? Multiple goal lead, and these guys are just, I don't know what they're doing, Gabe, but this could be the worst. They were beating Colorado. They're giving up 7. They're giving up, this team reeks. I don't know if they're trying to lose, but this is an epic fail in Ottawa right now. It's sad. It actually is sad.
Clearly wasn't just DJ Smith's fault. Evidently,
no,
right?
No, he was
I was
good.
going to say, Cam feels bad for the wrong guy. I feel bad for DJ. Jacques Martin has had his fun. I mean, DJ Smith took all the blame. Yeah. You got too many cooks in the kitchen, guys, with the Ottawa Senators. Not enough guys that are responsible defensively. You got 9 guys out there that want to float and play offense. No guys that are responsible defensively at all.
You know what the problem was, too? And I don't know, the guy, the new owner, didn't know much about him. Real estate magnate, owned a piece of the Leafs and stuff. Big rich time dude. But he's owned AHL teams and junior teams and stuff. So he's owned hockey teams before. So he is a hockey guy to a certain extent. But what happened as soon as he took over? I thought, okay, you got some stability. Because remember, guys, the Senators were a hot commodity, man. Remember Snoop Dogg wanted to buy them? Snoop Dogg had a team, an investment group. The actor there, Ryan Reynolds, Wrexham and Deadpool and all that. That dude wanted to buy the team, and they gave it to this dude because he was he's already been around hockey a long time, and Bettman knew him. And what happened? A week after owning the team, he called Bettman out for lying to him about the draft pick. Then he fired the president. He's firing GMs. He's firing coaches. If you're a player, it has a trickle-down effect. You're like, man, this place is an effing circus. Right? And now they just gave a 71-year-old Jacques Martin to coach the team. Right? It's like
why did Jacques come back?
It's not working.
Enjoy your retirement.
It's not working.
No, it's not working. It's actually the opposite of working. It's a debacle. It's a straight up debacle.
You can't get an old man to scare kids either in today's day and age. You're better off getting a Tortorella. You know what I mean, McKinnon? Someone will actually scare them. With all due respect to Jacques Martin, bro, he's not scaring them. Like, you know what I mean? They're not going to, like, he's too old. No, it's true. It's like your grandfather. It's like you're sad you let him down, but
yeah,
like, what's he going to do? You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to, like, really lose it and
I
scare
agree.
you.
Yep.
Right? So it seems
That's
to me
why
the
the answer
Senators
for the
need a
Leafs-
disciplinarian. They need a disciplinarian.
answer for
They
the
need a
Leafs-
hard ass to go in there and smack these kids in the face.
Yes,
Craig
they do.
Berube, former St. Louis Blues coach. He has to go to one of the
he's
Ontario
the type
teams,
of guy
right?
that, yeah,
Great
loses
Paul
it.
McInnes.
In my opinion,
Rick
people-
Hawkins was the coach of the Senators with that
No,
talent. There'd be
because
a
problem.
accountability.
There'd be some violence. Like, he might attack a player
Gabe,
one day.
He sent them all to Binghamton or wherever the hell they play.
Well, you mentioned accountability, though.
And you guys are going down. We're going to do a trade.
I think it's
But
Belleville now.
guys,
I think
they
moved
got
to
paid
Belleville.
too early.
Here's Belleville. Yeah, it's Belleville.
All these superstars are getting paid before they do anything. And people are saying that because of the way the league is shaped up and things like that, that they're trying to almost turn us against the players. But when it comes down to it, you can't be giving 4 or 5 players 8x8 before they've had a winning season under their belt. That, to me, it puts pressure on the players, puts pressure on the organization. You can't have 3 players making 8 times $8 million when they haven't done anything. And then now you look at Batherson, Stützle, Kachuk, Norris, Pinto, the parlay maker. I mean, you've got too many guys that haven't proven themselves yet.
Man, Quinn Hughes going to get a max contract, I'll tell you that.
Quarterback at quarterback. We're going to lay some juice. We're going to have some dog prices, and we're going to go right in the middle.
Because I don't know what they're doing. To me, they're in a complete rebuild, Kev.
Go run, run, run. That's where overbackers on this 51.5 shot.
So right now, we saw a little bit more over money, but it's hovering right around.
The winner of this game will be the division
I don't
favorite.
care if they win, because all we care about is the money, baby, the money.
Pro Football Today. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
San Francisco minus 120 to win the NFC Championship. It's the Cowboys with the second best number. The Eagles at 7-1.
What the hell's the difference between the 6 and the 7 seed? I need my guys healthy here to make a playoff push. They took the bye week and still won the football game. You want to talk about 2 franchises going in the wrong direction? The Eagles. Ridiculous what they did this week.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
It's a lot of fun to do because you could kind of, place a season-long bet all at once and just wait it out. I've always found that interesting. But New York is one state where it's a little bit unclear.
You cannot bet on basically anything that requires a vote. So you're talking about an MVP award, a Cy Young, Rookie of the Year, anything where people at the end of the year have to vote.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
And I tell you what, there's 1,000,001 coaching vacancies right now. Brady Cannon is a candidate for the Vegas Raider job. Like there's so many jobs available right now. NFL teams are coming to the grid for our talent. So there's that many head coaching spots available right now. I'm going to submit my resume.
SportsRage Late Night. Only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
This is Sports Rage. I am Morency. Coco Gauff up 3 games to none right now. Early Australian Open tennis. Got to love the overnight tennis action going on. We've had a flurry of goals while we were gone in Edmonton, Alberta as well. The Toronto Maple Leafs made it 2-0. I don't see is the goal up on the board. Is it being challenged, Cam? You said the Oilers had just scored, but it's not official yet.
Yeah, they gave Hyman the goal, but I don't know what's going on. Did he kick it in? I'm pretty far away from the TV, but we do have a Leafs challenge on the goal. Oh, it's for offside? Okay.
I'm getting sick and tired of this, guys. I'm getting sick and tired of that. McDavid had a really good point in the interview. He said, if it takes you 5 minutes to go over, how many times are you going to zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out? I don't even care at this point. If my team I bet on goes down a goal, I want to watch hockey. I'm getting sick and tired of this.
I like Connor McDavid. I like his bitterness in real life. He doesn't talk a lot, but when he does, he's always angry. He was like ripping the playoff format last year. Remember? He was like, he goes, I told Bettman. He goes, I saw Bettman at the All-Star game, and they said, what did you say to him? He goes, I told him the playoff format sucks. He goes, I told him, like, I think it's the stupidest thing ever. And he goes, but they don't listen to me, so what do you want from me?
I love it. That's amazing.
Like, wow.
And the guy's like the face of the league.
Like, yeah, I told the commissioner it sucks.
He's a weird
he's
dude,
always
too.
angry. Like his
Yeah,
face
he
is
is.
always like, he's just like,
and the thing is, Gabe, most guys are like meticulous with their tape and stuff. The guy's got black tape, white tape. It looks like a garage sale. Like he's got like a hole in it. Dude, he's like, hey, don't worry about it. Like all the other guys are like, dude, redo your tape. He's like, shut up. I'll do it my way.
He's just great.
Score a goal. I love that.
Even
guy.
when they asked him about the four team like tournament next year and stuff, right? The little fake World Cup.
Yeah.
He goes, it's effing stupid. We should be playing the Olympics or not playing at all. like everything. Like I just love his boom. That's stupid. Everything's just stupid. And he's right.
Him and Leon,
he's right about everything he
they
says.
hate that Spectre. What's his name? Mark Spectre.
Yeah,
you guys know that reporter?
Yeah, those Edmonton journalists.
Leon
every month more. He
asks him the same question. He says, would you rather win a game 7-5 or 3-1? And McDavid looks at him and laughs, and he goes, dude, you ask me this question every 2 weeks. He's like, he goes, yeah, obviously we don't want the puck in our own net, Mark.
Do you remember 2 years ago when he had he asked Draisaitl, how did you feel after you took the penalty and they scored in the playoffs? Draisaitl said, I effing felt great, Mark. I was sitting there and I was happy they scored. That's how I felt. And then he just said, he goes, he said the same thing. He goes, I try to be nice. He goes, but you just ask stupid effing questions all the time, right? And he goes, what's your problem? Like he really... And then I loved it. He goes, I get it. You've been here since Gretzky was here, and you've been around, right? Oh, like he was just like, it was basically like, if you ever talk to me outside of this room, I'm going to kill you. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's almost one of those things where you go up to them and say, like, if you ever talk to me outside of the only reason I don't punch you in the face is because I can't, right?
Yeah.
Like,
crazy.
No goal.
Good. No goal. Only took him 10 minutes.
That was actually a pretty quick one. It was offside.
Pretty quick.
Yeah, it was a quick one. Yeah,
5 minutes.
McGinnis did it.
McGinnis just said 5 minutes ago.
He just told you no.
5 minutes ago.
No, it was quick, Morency. Trust me. McGinnis is just telling you.
It's been worse than that. It's been worse than that. For sure.
There's a bunch of stooges.
Yeah.
Stooges got it right. Of goons on Bloor Street. Where's their little
3 blind mice?
Yeah, 3 blind mice.
It's actually in Air Canada. It's in the Maple Leafs Arena, isn't it?
That's
where their little. That's the. I think that's where the operating center is. Yeah.
Yes.
Or maybe I don't know. Is it in Secaucus? I think it's in Toronto, but I'm not.
It's in
positive.
Toronto. It's in that building right beside it. That's right beside the rink. Yeah.
Well, someone will let us know in the chat. Hey, listen, we've got a video. I don't know if you've seen this, McInnes. This is too good. We got a hockey video here. This play-by-play announcer. He should be doing the Stanley Cup. Okay, well, wait, hold on. Let's with audio, please. There has to be audio, obviously. Roll the tape.
Rush. Pulls it back there, and now Murphy. Murphy throws the pass across. And that puck's going to go out of play here, and that's going to do it for that sequence right there. 9:25 left. I apologize if I just just damaged your eardrums there. It went right over the mesh, right over my head. So I apologize for that. I'm sorry. Everyone, few people look at me. I'm fine. I'm fine.
This guy's amazing. Who is this guy?
I apologize for that one right there. And
you got to do it one more time.
I'm sorry. Okay. I'm just trying to catch my breath here. There, and now Murphy. Murphy throws the pass across. And that puck's going to go out of play here, and that's.
Yeah, I know him.
That's like,
I know.
That's like Freddy Krueger's about to stab you.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So you're telling me you know this guy, McKinnis?
Yeah, that team, that's the Halifax McDonald's, the Halifax Max midget AAA team. That's from my neck of the woods, boys. I know this guy.
Wow.
He does
Max, sponsored by McDonald's.
He does play-by-play contracting. Like different film companies will reach out to him. He does like tournaments on, like he does like 8 hours in a row of like straight up play-by-play commentary, learns the names, does it all. Like he travels from arena to arena. Yeah, I am honestly in shock right now. When you said that, Gabe, I was like, what video is he about to play? When I saw that, I could not believe it. That's pretty cool, man. But he lost his mind. He thought he was going to get hit.
Yeah. It's like he racing getting stabbed.
I love how he goes right back to like calm after. Sorry, the puck went over the net and just went over my head. I'm okay, everybody. I'm okay. I'm
the
very
best
sorry.
is Morency, the guy who tweeted it in, Bob Beers. Like it doesn't get any better than that. The guy freaking out, Bob Beers, like that. The whole thing is perfect. Like it's amazing. Wow.
You know what, guys? You know that saying, any publicity is good publicity?
No,
this is good for him.
He's going to be famous. No, look, we're talking about him. Nobody only wants. Yeah. This is like the Boom Goes the Dynamite kid. I don't know if you remember that. Boom Goes the Dynamite, right? The kid was doing the highlights and he was all off. And he ended up like becoming famous and he got a job after because of it and stuff. So, listen, there's two parts of it. His play-by-play was good, and I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, man, this guy's good. He knows the kids' names. He's into it. He's treated it. And then it's just too good. Like we got to get him on the show almost. Like so, this guy's got fear pucks or something. But how old were those kids playing?
It's I think it's like 16, 17. That age group.
16, right? So, yeah, 16, 17.
15,
I was going to
16.
say like. How fast could the puck really have come up there that high?
Well, Gabe, it's the league
teeing it up.
The league before the Q and the O and the W. It's
they're good. Yeah.
Dude, that's the scream was too good. Oh, he's famous. Like, what's his name? McKinnis?
Mark Moffat. I'm actually really happy for him. That's awesome.
Mark Moffat. Nice. I like that.
He goes by double M commentary. That's his.
Oh, really? Yeah. On Twitter? Oh my God! Yeah, this is too good. I'll let you know how many hits it has. Like it's getting up there. Like, bro, he's famous. Like, here, let me see this. That really is like people were dying. Like even John.
His Twitter is double M 210.
Double M, what, the number 2 and then 10?
Yeah.
Where the hell is this? Come on. God, I have a lot of tweets in here.
Yeah, a lot of timelines.
All this Pascal Siakam stuff. A lot of we'll get to the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
All right, I wanted to get to this later too, the Clippers. The Clippers, like you're not allowed to wear the other team's jersey or cheer for the other team if you go to the Clippers' new arena. I'm just kind of wondering, like, how are you going to kind of like enforce that?
That's a good call. How? What do you say? Take it off?
So what? You stand up and like, hey, you hit a 3?
Yeah.
What? I got money on a game, jackass. I don't care who wins. Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? You can't tell me who to stand and cheer for. Sounds to me like that's something that Lionel.
Some arenas are tough, man. I went to Bruins Habs at the Bell Center with my old man. He's a Bruins fan. I'm a Habs fan, obviously, as you guys know. And a couple of like jock university kids wouldn't let my old man in the bathroom. They were like football players for McGill University. They stood up tall and said, "Next bathroom, brother." And my dad was like, "We're not doing this, man." Like it's yeah. My dad was wearing a Bruins jersey, Marchand jersey, and yeah, the guys McGill football players wouldn't let him in, or Laval football, whatever it was, wouldn't let him in the bathroom.
goons. That's insane.
Yeah. My dad goes, I'm having too much fun. Not getting in a fight tonight.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. Wow. People need help, man. Like, are you kidding me? He goes up to an older guy and you're not letting him take a leak because he's wearing the other team's jersey. People need help, man. What kind of society we live in? What a joke.
Yeah.
How many damn hits? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, here we go. So it's up to 297,000.
Yeah, good.
So your boy Moffitt, McKinnis, it'll hit 1 million by tomorrow. I'm sure it'll start to creep up. Like,
it's too bad though, Gabe. He didn't tag him though, man. He didn't tag him in the video. That's what's too bad is he didn't give him.
No one knows who the hell this is. It's a grainy video of a bunch of kids in like somewhere in Canada. Yeah. No one knows, right? So that's the Nova Scotia flag. Hey, that's what I caught on too. I saw it like in the rafters. Because first thing I saw this right away, I was like, oh, I'm willing to bet like $22 million this is in Canada. Like when I saw it, I was like right away, I was like, it looked like Newfoundland to me for whatever reason. I saw it. I was like, man, I bet you this isn't like Newfoundland or something like that. And then I saw the Nova Scotia flag. That's amazing that you knew him. You didn't even know we were going to play this damn video. And you know him. Mark Moffitt.
Quarterback at quarterback. We're going to lay some juice. We're going to have some dog prices, and we're going to go right in the middle.
Because I don't know what they're doing. To me, they're in a complete rebuild, Kev.
Go run. That's where overbackers on this 51.5 shot.
Right now, he's a little bit more over money, but it's hovering right around.
The winner of this game will be the division
I
favorite.
don't care if they win because all we care about is the money, baby. The money.
Pro Football Today. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
San Francisco minus 120 to win the NFC Championship. It's the Cowboys with the second best number. The Eagles at 7-1.
What the hell's the difference between the 6 and the 7 seed? I need my guys healthy here to make a playoff push. They took the bye week and still won the football game. You want to talk about two franchises going in the wrong direction? The Eagles. Ridiculous what they did this week.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
It's a lot of fun to do because you could kind of, place a season-long bet all at once and just wait it out. I've always found that interesting. But New York is one state where it's a little bit unclear.
You cannot bet on basically anything that requires a vote. So you're talking about an MVP award, a Cy Young, a Rookie of the Year, anything where people at the end of the year have to vote.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
And I tell you what, there's 1,000,001 coaching vacancies right now. Brady Cannon is a candidate for the Vegas Raider job. Like there's so many jobs available right now. NFL teams are coming to the grid for our talent. So there's that many head coaching spots available right now. I'm going to submit my resume.
SportsRage Late Night. Only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
This is Sports Rage. I am Morency. Let's do this thing. Tracking the NHL games going on. We'll get to the NFL. So it is 2-1 right now. So what happened with the last goal? They didn't count the goal, and now they scored again after? Then they ended up scoring again anyways?
They just scored. Yep, Draisaitl.
I'm blacked out. I can't see the game.
It's been pretty good. Edmonton's coming on now. They look good.
You get.
I got to get you IPTV for your Christmas, for your birthday, Gabe. We'll get that out to Vancouver for you. IPTV Fire Stick. You're not blacked out.
This guy.
It's well played. I'll give you. I'll give you well
played.
Enough
McKinnis, I got IPTV.
Trust me, I can find it, McKinnis. I got to be honest. I just don't care enough.
I know.
I'm like, whatever. Like, if it was on, I'd watch it, but I'm not like, like I said, I got money on basketball, and I got a bunch of stuff going on here, so I got my eye on it. But I'm actually not watching this game live. The Leafs.
How about those Phoenix Suns, man?
Yeah,
they're down by 20.
Oh man,
20
I know, it's hilarious.
Wow,
bro. Like, this is the thing with this team. Like, as soon as you think they're going to get on track, they don't. They can't. They're not even going to make it. Like, I'm not saying they'll make it to the playoffs, but they're going to break down. It was a bad idea. It doesn't work. These big threes and all this stuff, it doesn't work, man. I don't know why teams keep trying it over and over, but they're a joke. Like, they really are just a bunch of frauds. Nobody's scared of this team. Sacramento smashing them right now. Clippers are up 35-30 on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Let's check in on that UNLV game right now. Wow, UNLV are leading Boise State 28-24 with 4 minutes remaining in the first. But let's get into the National Football League right now. And our boy Andrew McKinnis is a Green Bay Packer fan, and it was a great Sunday afternoon. It's always a great feeling, isn't it? Like when you see your team in a big game score right away, and you're like, oh, but then score again and again. Like, it's not like sometimes you score once, and it's like, we scored once, but we ended up losing 28-7. But you just sort of saw right away, and I tweeted about it right after they scored. It was one of my talking points all week about this game was Matt LaFleur is not getting fired if he loses the game. Jordan Love was playing with house money. He already did what he had to do. He played well this year. He got them to the playoffs. Nobody would have blamed him if they would have lost to a team that had won 16 consecutive home games. But they went in there. They attacked early. Great play calling. They were super aggressive. And Aaron Jones looked like Barry Sanders. Mm-hmm. So it was just an epic performance by the Green Bay Packers on Sunday. Their reward, they get the San Francisco 49ers now. Getting double digits, up to 10, McKinnis.
I'll tell you what, I wish I went heavier last weekend on the Packers, guys, but the Aaron Jones prop I gave out here on the show and to all my followers, that was one to watch. I mean, what a leader he was. Jordan Love looked great. Defense made stops. Like you said, though, Gabe, to score first, to elect to receive the ball and want to go out there and score and not want to get that ball in the second half, want to start the game on a great note. I respect it. I thought it would be a lot sweatier, honestly, boys. I expected a real tight one. Definitely was not a tight game. Give me the over in this game. I see points. No matter what happens, no matter what the score, no matter who covers, if it's the favorite that takes it, if it's the upset outright win, I believe we're going to see points here. This is a very young Green Bay Packers team. They've got so many weapons. And the best part is, I know they're already talking about, I've heard the Niners coaching staff said they started game planning for us in the second quarter of the game against the Cowboys. The best part about this Packers team, I say it every week and I'll say it again, every single week it's a new guy, whether it's Wicks, whether it's Watson, whether it's Dobbs, whether it's Reed, no matter who it might be, how Kraft might have a big game this coming weekend. That's the best part about this team right now. But obviously a rested and healthy Niners team, they're going to put up some points. It's going to be an absolute track meet. Obviously, the Packers team will want to slow things down and run the ball, but they're going to have to put up some points in this matchup. I got to rock with you over here, guys.
I'll tell you what, you look, the Packers just beat the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys were the highest scoring team in the National Football League this year at 30.1 points per football game. I love the over the Packer-Cowboy game. It obviously sailed over the number. Now you got a San Francisco 49er team who actually are the second highest scoring team in the National Football League. at 28.9 points per game. We got a total here at 50.5. Green Bay are scoring 23.9 points per game. Getting double digits is tempting, but one thing, Cam, it's easy to fall for the trap, and I have to remind myself of this too. It's easy to fall for the trap when you see these teams play on Wild Card Weekend and then see them getting all these points the following week. Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh, wow, Houston are getting 10. Wow, Green Bay are getting 10. Oh, wow. And you look at these numbers because you just saw these teams play, but there are tiers to this stuff, and generally the teams that get the bye do well. I'm always hesitant. Wow, they haven't played a game in a couple of weeks for real, and they had things clinched for a while, and can they flick the switch and turn it back on? Generally, the answer is yes, and these wild card teams that win a wild card weekend generally do get bounced the following week.
Yeah, you're right, Gabe. It was a great week. I'm not going to lie, but I'm actually the one favorite. I think Baltimore goes in and Houston's run comes to an end, and I think Baltimore wins that game by like 17. That's the one team I think they annihilate Houston. I'm taking Packers. Know what it is, McInnes? There's something special brewing with this team right now, and I know the 49ers are the best team in football. I'm not an idiot. We watch this stuff, but the thing about Green Bay is they continue to grow every week. You're giving me 10 points. I actually think the game might be a little less high scoring than people think, but I think Green Bay can hang with San Francisco. All they got to do is find a running game. And, Gabe, I'll tell you this from knowing San Francisco, teams like Arizona scored points in them. You can throw on them. And Green Bay's young receiving core is getting more confident minute by minute. They can attack. That's San Francisco's only weakness. They have a secondary. Even Seattle put up points against these guys. I'm telling you, Green Bay, if they walk in there not intimidated, they can play with the Niners. I think it's going to be a close game, and San Francisco might squeak out a win, but I'm taking the 10 with Green Bay. That's my opinion. That's one dog I'm taking.
One thing that we always hear, though, about San Francisco, and I do it too, but we talk about them like they're like it's Joe Montana or something,
exactly.
And Bill Walsh, like they've won 6 times. They know They haven't won, Cam. They don't win. They haven't won.
Got a text from San Francisco fan. They think they're going to win by 35. They're cocky, man.
Yeah, Brock Purdy hasn't done anything yet. Yeah, he's won some regular season games. You got hurt in a playoff game last year. Like you got to prove it. Shanahan was up 28-3 with the Falcons offensive coordinator. He couldn't call his way, home. He was up by double digits on the Chiefs, bro, with 8 minutes left in the Super Bowl, and he blew it. Like time and time again, the Niners have fallen short. So we can't just you want to crown their ass, like Dennis Green said. You want to crown their ass, you crown their ass. But they don't win. They've got to prove it as well. Like even me, I've been like, wow, San Francisco, we're going to be tough to beat and all this. But they've got to go up there and prove it too, McInnes.
Well, I couldn't agree more with what Cam said there about, and what you were saying there, Gabe, about the fact that, hey, you have to be able to reset after the exciting weekend, some big upsets happen, and kind of get back to being level-headed, right? It's so easy to ride the high of a big outright win, a +7 underdog winning the entire game. The question is, can that exact same team show up? Did they play a perfect game? Well, they played well defensively in the first half. Their offense was great. Can they do it again?
That's the one thing about sports. Gabe brought it up like Phoenix. That's a team that is the opposite. It's like a bunch of names who are just not even out there. Green Bay is a formulated unit, and they're friends. Love is a man of the people, and the players love him, and he's getting better all the time. I don't think they're done. It's one of those things. It's like, do you think they're satisfied? They kicked the crap out of the Cowboys on the road. That's the thing. San Francisco is a great football team, the best team in the league. But Green Bay is a team that is growing, Gabe. That's why I got to take the points. I'm just saying, I don't think, and LaFleur knows Shanahan too. It's not going to, people think San Francisco fans are texting me like they're going to win this game by 42 points. Okay, whatever, guys.
I like the young QB, Cam,
it's
too.
Ridiculous. What?
I like the fact that they have a young quarterback with the young receiving core. Some people would say you need a veteran quarterback with a young receiving core. I like that point you made big time, man. You need to have that camaraderie. You can tell they're all playing for love. They've all get along well. There's no egos in that room. No egos.
Yep. You're damn right.
Well, Jordan Love doesn't go on a Pat McAfee show every Tuesday and throw them under the bus. That's why. It's just call it what it is.
You're right. Another thing. What has Jordan Love said? Hey, my Wicks dropped the ball, or Reed could have been open on that play. Yeah, AR, that's you. Love on the end is helping little girls, after school. He's like, this guy is he is the true man of the people. Yeah, he's a good guy, Gabe. You know what? I love Love. I hate to say this. I'm becoming a Packer fan. This guy is
let's go, Cam.
This whole team, I love what they're doing. Like, I wish Seattle was like
You
this.
can go hang
guys.
out with your buddy, Fast Talking Mike, who's a Packer
Yeah,
fan.
Fast Talking Mike. He's actually been quiet. He's letting these other guys chirp. It's actually a real hard weekend for my friends, McKinnis. I got Packer faction versus Niner faction. A lot of squawking by Niner Nation right now. These guys are so overconfident. I told Fast Talking Mike, zip it up. Pay the price later. Packers, Gabe, do you think the Packers could play with the Niners? Like, the thing is, I think they can. I just think they're a team that I think they're just going to ride momentum. And San Fran, Purdy, you said it. Purdy's not Joe Montana. He's a very good quarterback, but if you get pressure on him, he can make mistakes. We've seen the Baltimore game. It's not like this team is invincible.
And another thing with San Francisco is they have bad luck as well. They've had bad luck. Like last year, Brock Purdy getting hurt. Who's to say it won't happen again? Who's to say like McCaffrey doesn't get hurt on the second play of the game or something? Like there just seems to always, there's something, right? They're getting frustrated too. They get this. Like they understand that they're always supposed to win every year and they don't. So they do have a chip on their shoulder. They're healthier than they have been in past years. But I like where you're going, McKinnis, with points in this game because San Francisco are going to score. And I think Green Bay will be able to score on them. But double digits is enticing. And I don't trust Baltimore either, to be honest. Like, you know, but and here's Baltimore, another one, very San Francisco-like, where they've had a lot of good regular seasons. Lamar's won an MVP before. He was dominant. He's going to win another MVP this year probably. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, there's been a lot of accolades. How many playoff games has Lamar won? One? Like, literally. He's won one playoff game. And he's lost a couple. He's missed games. I know it's like, I'm not like, oh, Lamar Jackson, this. He's like, it's his fault. But same thing. It hasn't clicked for them in the playoffs either. So I don't know if like this is going to be different. And Houston are one of those teams that really on paper have no business like beating anybody, really. Right. They have some good young players. They've drafted well. But offensively, it's essentially two players. It's, well, C.J. Stroud, but like Singletary's making plays, and Nico Collins is like Jerry Rice out there now. Like, it's like, I don't know what, it's like he's on some video game tilt cheat mode, and he gets the ball, he just takes off, and he's faster than everybody. Nico Collins, of course, a former Michigan Wolverine. Who do you like in that one, McKinnis? Who do you like in that one, McKinnis, with Houston and Baltimore?
I think I agree with Cam. I think Baltimore gets the job done, wins by double digits. I think that I'm not saying it's a blowout from start to finish, but I want to point out something that people really did not ever discredit Cleveland's defense throughout the season when they slipped up. It seemed like everybody that does media work was just like, yep, Cleveland's defense is great. Cleveland's defense is great. They're not great. They couldn't tackle. They couldn't make plays. They got exposed in their secondary. I believe the Ravens' defense will perform at a higher level, shut them down. And Gabe mentioned it. Not that many options offensively for Houston.
You know what happens, though? You get into these playoff games. Teams that look at almost every game. There were massive defensive breakdowns.
Yeah.
With everybody. Every team was like, dear God, how's this guy this wide open, guys? And it's good coaching. Because teams know what your tendencies are.
Quarterback at quarterback. We're going to lay some juice. We're going to have some dog prices, and we're going to go right in the middle.
Because I don't know what they're doing. To me, they're in a complete rebuild, Kev.
Go run, run, run. That's where overbackers on this 51.5 shot.
Right now, he's a little bit more over money, but it's hovering right around.
The winner of this game will be the division
I
favorite.
don't care if they win because all we care about is the money, baby, the money.
Pro Football Today. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
San Francisco minus 120 to win the NFC Championship. It's the Cowboys with the second best number. The Eagles at 7-1.
What the hell's the difference between the 6 and the 7 seed? I need my guys healthy here to make a playoff push. They took the bye week and still won the football game. You want to talk about two franchises going in the wrong directions? The Eagles. Ridiculous what they did this week.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
It's a lot of fun to do because you could kind of, place a season-long bet all at once and just wait it out. I've always found that interesting. But New York is one state where it's a little bit unclear.
You cannot bet on basically anything that requires a vote. So you're talking about an MVP award, a Cy Young, Rookie of the Year, anything where people at the end of the year have to vote.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
And I tell you what, there's 1,000,001 coaching vacancies right now. Brady Cannon is a candidate for the Vegas Raider job. Like there's so many jobs available right now. NFL teams are coming to the grid for our talent. So there's that many head coaching spots available right now. I'm going to submit my resume.
SportsRage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the game starts so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
All right, we got a big game, big games coming up here. McKinnis's Green Bay Packers against the San Francisco 49ers. The number opened up at 9.5, and it went up, actually. It went up to 10. Now I'm seeing 9.5 again right now. Baltimore is currently laying exactly 9. McKinnis, what do you think about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Detroit Lions?
Guys, I might shock you with this one. I'm actually going with the under in this game. Look, I know that Lions game had no business going under the total, but I'll tell you what, did you watch that Eagles team and their tackling? Or were they playing two-hand touch? I mean, this Eagles team, it was like they were slippery or something like that.
I don't know why, and I like your video, and I saw you and I were tweeting about the same thing. Like what I tweeted about Jalen Hurts last night. I said, this guy doesn't care. Like, I could just tell, like, point blank. Like, he was like, yeah, whatever, dude. Like, you had one rushing attempt. Anytime he was under pressure, he just threw the ball away. He like, made up his mind. I'm not getting injured for these people, right? Though, for who and for what? They've quit on their coach. And then that video that you retweeted, bro, I'm amazed that that's not getting more run. Like, look how much Pickens got ripped when he didn't block a couple of weeks ago. Like, Jalen Hurts not only didn't block, like, he purposely got out of the way.
Yep.
He was like, no, I'm not only going to block, I'm going to let you tackle him by allowing you, and I'm going to make it a clear path. Like, it was like he did. It was like he was like he was like a bull was coming at him. And he moved at the last second.
Matador.
There was like the Buccaneer was coming towards him, and Jalen's a big, strong guy. He bench presses like 700 pounds. It's world famous, right? He was the strongest guy in the Oklahoma Sooners, even though he was the quarterback. So that's just, you know what? I don't want to do this.
That was
like they flat out quit.
Gutless. Yeah, they did.
Like you said, the Lions will actually try to tackle, unlike the Eagles.
Yeah. I was actually one of the worst gutless performances I've seen by a team in a long. It was like you saw their body language the whole game. You're like, Tampa, like you knew the Eagles were done, Gabe. They were toast.
I bet on Tampa though. I said it all week last week. I knew that the Eagles had problems in the room. More McKinnis on the other side. We'll wrap up with him.